WWE superstar Sami Zayn.
Zelina Vega here, and
yours truly, the half man, half amazing Montel Montavious Porter, MVP.
You're listening to Road Trip After Hours with Mac Davis
and Hall of Famer Teddy Long.
But a certified G and a bona fide stud, and I'm not even talking about me, I'm talking about Teddy Long and my man Mac Davis. How you guys doing? Enjoy the show, guys.
Well, Teddy, it looks like so far everything's working okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our very first live stream of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis. And, of course, with me is WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, man, just want to say good afternoon to you and good afternoon to everybody that's tuned in for us. This is our trial run here today,
Yes.
our first live show. And Mac, I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be okay. I think this is something that people want. You know, it's a lot of times just to sit and listen to a couple of guys talk, that's fine. But to be able to talk back to them and to ask a question and get it answered right then, that's a different thing. So hopefully, you know, we'll make some people happy here tonight on Road Trip After Hours.
I certainly hope so. And all we ask you really is to share this stream, get it out there, let people know that we're up and live right now to join in the conversation. We will take your questions. Anything you have to ask Teddy, ask us. We'll answer it. He'll answer it. I promise you, I've been with Teddy long enough to know that it doesn't matter what kind of question you ask him, he'll give you an answer. May not be the one you want to hear, but he'll give you that answer.
Well,
in the meantime,
that answer, whatever that answer is, the truth. That's exactly what I'm going to tell you. So if you don't want to hear the truth, then I'm sorry for you.
By the way, Mike Steele is in the room saying, holla, Mike Steele.
Hey, Mike. That's my good friend, Mike Steele. He's from around the Carolinas up there. He's guy that loves the old antique cars and stuff. So he knows about my 64 Chevy truck. And in fact, he gave me some cleaning stuff, you know, to clean it and get it all polished up. And so I did use that. So Mike Steele is the player.
Man, that's cool. You know, if you've never seen Teddy's truck, we showed it on Road Trip After Hours once before, I believe. No, actually, that was on Sports Keto with Bill Apter. But we showed his truck. He's got the sweetest truck. Oh my! Every time I go over there, I want to see that truck. You're not going to sell that anytime soon, are you?
I don't plan on it.
Okay, I was about to say, man, don't get rid of that truck.
I've had that truck 20 years, man. So you know I ain't selling it.
No, I wouldn't sell it. I mean, if you did, I would imagine you get a pretty penny for it because that's a good looking truck right there.
But I'll never get another one like it. It's a 1964 Chevy step side with that spare on the side. You'll never find another one.
Teddy, let me ask you, you were at Indianapolis this past weekend. How were things there? And I understand that you met a special guest also.
Well, yeah, everything was good in Indianapolis. You know, it's always good to get out and go to the wrestle cons and things and to do the signings. I really enjoy just meeting the fans because I don't do a whole lot of them. And so usually when I do go, people hadn't seen me in a while. And so they're real excited and I'm excited to see them. So I've always had a great time there, man. That Indianapolis was really a lot of fun.
Now, did I understand that you met Honky Tonk over the weekend as well? Honky Tonk Man?
Well, you know, me and Honky Tonk are good friends. You know, we just always, you know, spoke in passing. You know, we'll speak and talk a minute. But this time, me and Honky, you know, we sit down and we had a chance to have a real long conversation. Not, you know, real long, but we had a great conversation, you know, and we were speaking real to each other. And that was the first time I'd ever had a chance to really sit down and talk to Honky Tonk, you know, and it was just great, man, you know, to hear, you know, how he felt about different things and how I felt, you know, and it was just, we was able to sit there and we was able to communicate with each other and have a decent conversation.
What were his thoughts on today's wrestling?
He wasn't too happy about it. You know what I mean? He understands, you know, this is the way the business has changed, you know, and so there's nothing we can do about that. But you know, a lot of guys, including myself, you know, if you come from the old school, it's, you know I need to adapt and make the change, but it's real hard to see some of the stuff and, you know, that's not how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? You know, to sit there and, you know, there's nothing you can do. Times have changed. And so you just got to change with the times. And hopefully a lot of the young talent that are coming up now, you got a lot of them that are doing real good. You got Dominic Mysterio, you know, he's out there doing a great job. You know what I mean? LA Knight, all those people. So, you know, they're learning the business and they're learning and knowing exactly how it's supposed to work. And that's what's going to work for you. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars.
Very true. And the one thing that you always get on to me about is that I am very old school in a lot of things, which is not a bad thing. But in today's wrestling, if you're an old school fan and you have those beliefs, it can be very frustrating because you see stuff all the time that just drives you out of your mind going, what the hell are they doing? This is not wrestling, but
Well,
it's not our wrestling.
Well, what do you think about the guys that know better but have to do it anyway?
Oh, that would be so. I can imagine. Can you imagine the Undertaker trying to be in some of the angles that we see on TV now? I can't imagine. And what's he going to do? He can't fight the flippy guys that come off the ropes 100 damn times.
Well, Undertaker's smart. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. He just, when you need it, they'll call you. If not, stay out of the way.
All right, those of you that are in the room right now, please share this. Let people know that we're here and that we're live. We're trying to build up this program. Our plan at this point right now is to do this once a month. A special chance for you to ask Teddy anything and just pop in and ask us questions, and we'll get those answers for you as we're live here on both Facebook and on let's see what else we're on YouTube.
I don't know.
By the way, that will change as well. We're trying to get into Instagram, but there's some kind of special thing we have to do with Instagram. I found out that we have to go through some hoops first. So those of you who have streamed before know what I'm talking about, I guess. So, but in the meantime, let me ask you, Teddy, The Rock so far has nothing to do with WrestleMania. Does that surprise you?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's still early, even though WrestleMania is right around the corner, it's still early. So I wouldn't say that right away. I'd wait a little bit. Because we just never know. You know how this business is.
Oh, yeah.
You can go home tonight with one finish and you go back to work tomorrow and there's a new finish. So, I just wouldn't, I just wait and see.
Have you heard the big stink with MJF right now and Jimmy Corderas?
I did see something on there where Corderas buried him or said something bad about him or something.
Well, what happened was MJF, he took to X and he slammed the former WWE referee, Jimmy Corderas, who's a friend of the show and love Jimmy. And Jimmy has a show that he does called The Reffin' Rant. And he was just basically making a comment that, MJF had come out on TV on AEW and was putting down Dustin Rhodes. But in the process, he talked about Cody Rhodes or referred to Cody Rhodes. And in a review, Corderas mockingly congratulated MJF on placing lights on the competition more so than on their own product. And MJF didn't take too kindly to that. Let me read you what he wrote today. This was who? He says, MJF then accused Corderas of being brainwashed by his old boss, Vince McMahon, into believing that fans had to be treated by morons by making it seem like no other wrestling promotion existed out of the one they were watching. And just in case it wasn't clear that MJF was insulting Corderas, he made it clear by calling the former referee, quote, a dumb, ignorant, bald, grifting fuck, respectfully. Jesus.
Oh, God.
There's one thing about MJF is he's always going to be MJF. So you don't know.
That's exactly right. MJF is going to be MJF. So only thing with it, you like I said, stuff like that don't bother me. You just have if you want to fire back at him, you got something to say, then do that. But I wouldn't even worry about that. I'd let that go because Corderas knows he's not a dumb whatever that MJF called him. But and then Jimmy has been around this business all his life, so he understands. He knows.
Yeah, Jimmy is one of those guys. And again, being in WWE for as long as he was, who are you going to listen to? MJF or Jimmy Corderas? Jimmy knows what he's talking about.
My thing is this too, and I've said this before. MJF, I love him. I certainly have a lot of respect for him. And the reason I like him because he don't let people push him around. You know what I mean? He speaks what's on his mind. He's going to tell you just like it is. If you don't like it, he don't care. So, that's how it should be. Quit worrying about what somebody else feels about you. They don't pay your bills.
Well, that's the problem nowadays, though, Teddy, is that people are too butthurt over every little thing that is said or done nowadays to where, you start to wonder, can you do anything that's not going to offend someone? And here's the answer. You're always going to offend or piss off somebody. You're never going to make everybody happy.
Everybody is not going to like you.
No, absolutely not. John Cena, after Royal Rumble, and him coming very close to winning the Royal Rumble, should John Cena be in a main event at WrestleMania, Teddy?
Well, I really don't know, man. And the reason I can't answer that because I don't know. We don't know what direction they're gonna go with John Cena. Is John Cena gonna have his final match they keep talking about, go away and now become a movie star, or whatever? Is he gonna sign a new deal and come back and be full time with WWE? So his status to me is just up in the air. So
right now, as I understand it, Teddy, I believe that he is there for full-time work this year. And at the end of this year, that's it. He will never return to wrestling. That's been his comments, that at the end of this year, he's done. So he's signed with WWE through 2025 is what they're saying.
Well, I mean, if he's going to be there, then, I guess, they got, keep him strong. So I guess, you'd have to put him over on somebody at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Were you surprised at the Royal Rumble that Jade Cargill didn't make an appearance?
Well, not really, because, we hadn't heard, what's really been happening with her. We don't know whether this injury is legit or, really what's going on there. So, and I think there's a lot we need to know that we don't know. So, it didn't really surprise me. And maybe she's not really ready yet.
Maybe not. I'm guessing they're trying to fine tune Jade Cargill for her next appearance. They kind of dropped the storyline with her. If you watch SmackDown on Friday nights, they rarely ever talk about Jade Cargill. As a matter of fact, she might as well be on the the back of a milk carton at this point because you don't know where she is.
Well, maybe they know stuff that we don't know. So that's the thing. We don't really know what's really going on. So we just have to wait and see.
Hey, folks, make sure you leave your comments down below. We'll pop them in here, and Teddy will give some answers to those questions. We'll be here for about another, 15 minutes for you to get your questions in and ask us anything along the way. And when it comes to wrestling or Teddy, or maybe it could be about anything, maybe cooking, relationship advice, which Teddy has given that before on the show, actually. Look here, we have a big announcement coming up next week, too. So make sure you plan on being with us next week, because next week, a very big announcement is coming concerning Teddy Long. And Teddy has no clue what this is about. But I promise you that next week, everybody will find out, including Teddy Long, live on this program. So, Teddy, I'm looking forward to that because this is something I've had under my hat for a while, and I'm looking forward to this next week. So, okay, folks, make sure that you join us for that. I promise you it's a big deal. Look, at two nights of main events at WrestleMania. We talked about John Cena, but you have names like CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, but you only have two main events. Who should fill those main event spots? We know that Cody Rhodes is a champion right now, and Gunther is a champion right now. Who should fill in those spots for those matches, in your opinion?
Well, I'd certainly like to see Gunther.
Well, Gunther's, Gunther's going to be in there no matter what because he's the champion right now. So
right. Well, I think you got LA Knight there. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, he's certainly qualified. What's the other kid? The little athletic kid. Golly, I can't think of his name. He reminds you of Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah, he's not there right now, though. Gabe, no.
Not him. This kid is here right now. He was working with Bray Wyatt and him. What the little athletic kid looks just like Kurt. Golly.
Hey, look, if you're watching this right now, tell us. Leave it in the comments below. Help us out a little bit here. That's one of the great things.
He comes out sometime with the American flag on. He's like, golly.
Is this the guy that was fighting Gunther at one time that I was so Chad Gable?
Chad Gable.
Yeah. Chad Gable. Yeah, I like Chad. But Chad is going to be off TV for a little while, I think. The last time I saw him, Dominic Mysterio gave him a piece of paper with contact info on a luchador who could help him with luchador skills. And that was the last time. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with that, but that'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
But you got Cody Rhodes. Who do you think we will end up with Cody Rhodes in the main event at WrestleMania? Or who should it be?
I'd like to see a rematch with him and Kevin Owens.
Now, let's throw another name out there that we haven't talked about. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, Michael Steele just hopped in and let us know that it was Chad Gable. Thanks, Michael. But we didn't mention Roman Reigns. He's not been mentioned. So is he not in the main event at WrestleMania? And if he is, you have Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Who should he be facing?
I'd like to see him face Gunther.
I think it'd be more entertaining. We saw Cody Rhodes already. And if we're not going to get Roman Reigns versus The Rock, then I agree. I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah, I want to see something at WrestleMania that I haven't seen before.
Hey, look, those of you who are watching right now, who do you think should be in the main event at WrestleMania? We have 2 nights, so it's 2 main events, and we know that the champions are Cody Rhodes and Gunther. So the question is, who should Cody Rhodes face? Who should Gunther face? Leave your comments in here, and we'll read them out there and let you know. I really don't know. There's so many big names. We still have a little time, like you mentioned, before WrestleMania to, make some changes here. We have the Elimination Chamber. And as a matter of fact, one of our champions could actually lose between now and WrestleMania, and that could change a lot of things. But I'm just really surprised that we have not seen, any sign of The Rock at this point. It just really surprises me, Teddy.
Well, they may leave it as a mystery, and just maybe the month before or 2 or 3 weeks before, maybe it come a big, huge announcement.
Yep. Teddy, on Road Trip After Hours, we talk a lot of times about road trips and stories that happen on the road. Is there a good story you can share with us that happened to you on the road?
Oh, God, I don't know. So many stories.
Give us that's the one thing. Every time we ask somebody that same question, even our guest, they say the same thing. Man, there's so many, and a lot of them you can't tell.
Well, I've told the story about the time I left Ron and in the snow. So I'll tell this one. It's me, Ron, JBL. So so this was on a Sunday. So now on Sundays, you can't buy beer. Everything's locked down. So we went into this gas station. Okay, this is leading in. We went to the gas station there. We got gas, and so John went in, and the girl that was behind the counter, he told her, he said, "You give us a case of beer, I'll give you $50." And she come out behind the counter and she opened that thing up and sold us a case of beer on Sunday. So now we're in the car now, and this is serious. I'm not even drinking because I'm driving. I'm not really a real big beer. It was a big beer drinker anyway. I'd maybe have 1 or 2, and that was it. But anyway, him and Ron and John, they're drinking. Ron's sitting in the back, John sitting in the front. So they're drinking. They didn't drink this case of beer, but now they haven't thrown the cans nowhere. All the cans are down in the front. They're just all right in front of John. So anyway, I got pulled over. So the guy pulls me over. He says I was speeding. So he looks in the car and he sees all the beer cans and stuff over there, and he looks over at John. So then he said he leans in the car and he says, "I smell alcohol in here." Next thing I hear from the back seat, Ron, he's back there, just he's wasted. He yells right out, "Oh, so we got a bloodhound now, right?"
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what he says. He says, "We got a bloodhound." He says that to the cop. That he says, yeah. I don't say a word. I'm just sitting there, man. I'm like, I didn't even hear it. So now the cop gets mad and he pulls me out. So he pulls me out of the car. Now you see, I ain't drinking. So then he gives me the breathalyzer test, makes me take it.
The one who's not drinking.
Yeah, the guy that's not drinking. So I did that, and then after I do that, he still gives me a ticket. The ticket was like $200. So I end up getting a ticket, and John, when they never did give me the money for it, they made me pay it.
Oh, wait a minute. So you paid the $200. You weren't drinking, and they never paid the bill.
No.
Now, see, I'll see John in March. He'll be in Dublin, Georgia, for a wrestling event, and I'll see him there for Lariato Pro Wrestling. I'm going to say something to him. I'm going to tell him, "Hey, Teddy told me that you still owe him for that ticket he got." Yeah.
In Louisville, Kentucky, where he was pulled over, and Ron said there was a bloodhound when he said he smelled alcohol.
Oh, Lord. I bet you just went to crawl under the car seat at that point.
I'm like, man, I'm just biting my teeth. Ron, will you please shut up? I'm just,
Let's see. Dexter Sanders popping in saying that he'd like to see Gunther versus Roman Reigns for one of the main events.
Hello, Mac. Let's say hello to Dexter Sanders. Yeah. You remember Dexter from Face to Face there? He was referee a while down there with us. All right.
Yeah, Dexter. And Dexter's always around on our on stuff that we do, and I appreciate that very much, Dexter. Also, say Michael Steele pointing something out too that I forgot, saying that Jey Uso did win the Rumble, so he will be there as well. So he's going to take either Cody or Gunther, and there's still one place remaining for a main event against Cody. So so you've got Roman Reigns, you've got The Rock. Neither one has been mentioned. What's going to happen with them. So who knows? And like you said, there's just a ton of other names in there that we could be going to. So, all right, let's see. We got a few more minutes here. Teddy, anything that's coming up for you that we need to be talking about in the meantime?
No, everything's a little bit on the quiet side. I think I'll be at a big signing there, April 17th through the 20th in Las Vegas there for WrestleMania. So I hadn't been to Vegas in a while, so I'll be happy to go and see all the fans. And I know you and I'll be together in May at the SICW Fan Fest. We'll be doing that thing together. And I may have some more things coming, but right now, everything's looking a little easy. I'm just taking it easy.
I don't blame you at all, man. Not at all. When you talk to these guys at the conventions, Teddy, when you go there, what is the general consensus of the other guys, the boys, when you talk to them about the business itself?
Well, a lot of times we don't really talk about the business. You know what I mean? Basically, if some guys, we haven't seen each other in a while, we just reminisce a little bit, how you been, what's been going on with you, blah, blah, blah. And we really don't talk about the business because, to us, we understand exactly what it is, So, it's out of our control. So whatever they do, if you're going to work the people, you got to live with it.
Did you ever think that the type of wrestling that you started with when you were a referee would end up where it is today, being more entertainment like it is?
Well, no, I never did. I never did think that because I never did knew the magic of television. You know what I mean? That's why it's big as all outdoors today because of television. Finally, you had you could go get cable and all that stuff. Back then, you just had your local TV, your local network there, and you couldn't get it. But once people were able to see it all over the world, then that's when it changed.
I still wonder how wrestling and streaming is affecting television ratings. Like I really wonder, is television ratings, are they that important anymore? Because social media is most of the way people consume the media now, and it's not through TV. So I really wonder, like in the case where you have Evolve from WWE that'll be going up against Dynamite on Wednesday nights, and even though they're on a smaller platform, they're still on a platform and they're still going to be in social media, which means their videos could get much higher views than that of AEW. And that would make me think that maybe, that's where the power will be in the future. It's all going to be through the media, how they consume media. And that's not going to be television.
Yeah. Well, like I said, everybody can, attest to this, that social media is taking over. TV is old news right now, unless you got Netflix and all these other different channels they got now. So everything has really changed. We're living in the 20th century, and so if you're not in it, you got to come on in.
One more thing before we get out of here. Hulk Hogan did make mention just recently that had he had the opportunity, he would have played up the Hollywood Hogan role with the night that he got booed out of the building for the premiere on Netflix for Raw. Did you find it surprising that he would say that, or do you think that would have really happened? Do you think he would have, if he had come out maybe as Hollywood Hogan, would he have been embraced?
Well, either way, they was going to boo him regardless. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think they were all ready for that. I don't think there was nothing planned or nothing. That was just how they felt. So anyway, he would have came. I'm pretty sure he probably would have got the same reaction.
All right, we're out of time. That's it for this week. We do appreciate you joining us for our very first live stream here on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you may be watching us right now. We ask that you please share this with everybody. Join us so we can build this up. We want to see this grow into something that can really draw some numbers and have a lot of interaction with the fans. That's one thing Teddy and I have always wanted to do, was be a part of the fan community, because you're the ones who really make this happen. So please be a part of our program, share this, ask questions. And if you don't have time right now, leave a question during the week and we'll answer it when we come back live. It's just that simple. Teddy, I've enjoyed it, my friend.
Well, and then another thing we also want to pass along to the viewers too. You know, if you start watching us live, we may have some trivia questions for you, and if you can answer the trivia question, we'll have a free T-shirt for you.
Yeah,
So
you know,
all
Teddy,
that-
I'm glad you said that because we have been trying to figure out a way for, I don't know, what, almost 2 years or more now of how to give away items during some of the stuff and to have prizes and giveaways. And this is how we can do it because I can actually control and see who's answering first right here on the screen. And I'll be able to tell you who the winners are. And you will know immediately if you won or not. So it's going to be really cool. In fact, the T-shirt you see Teddy wearing right there, that's one of the things that we'll have available for you. We have all kinds of gifts and prizes that we can give away. So make sure you join us again for our next live streaming podcast. And that's about it. Teddy, I enjoyed it.
Hey, I enjoyed it too, man. Thanks.